Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. And I am your host, TomDog247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Woo, baby, alright. So, we have lots to talk about tonight. As you probably are still reading the description as we speak. But yeah, we have lots to talk about. And to get things started, let's do the shout-outs, the plugs, all that good shit that we always do each and every week. Shout-outs, my good buddy Josh over on Podbean and the Podbean app. Download it today. Check it out. It's Absolute Talk with Josh Albert. Definitely worth checking out. It's a good podcast. Always have lots of fun on there. His show is top notch. Awesome show. Always has a great time listening to his podcasts and everything like that. So check it out. Absolute Talk with Josh Albert on the Podbean app, on iTunes, or on absolutetalk.podbean.com. Check it out today. Also, big shout outs over to my friends over on Gaming Pros and Otherwise and Gamer Geeks over on Facebook. Check them out. We always have a great time on there, and you'll have a good time checking them out as well. So give them a shout out. Tell them Tom Dog sent you. Big shout out to the Mel and Apollo show. Always a pleasure having them on there, on checking out the fun and excitement on the YouTube channel, and be sure to check them out as well too. So they have a wonderful show, wonderful live streams and everything like that, and you'll have a great time watching them as well. So it's the Mel and Paulo show on YouTube. Check them out. Also, big shout out to my good friend Jen. Why? Because it's just Jen. How's it going, Jen? How's it going? Hope you're having a great, wonderful weekend. And keeping warm, too, because it's a little chilly over here in the East Coast. So, definitely keep bundled up there and everything. So hope you're having a great weekend. And also, big shout-outs over to my good friends David and Marissa. What's that? How you doing? Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Keeping warm as well, too. Absolutely. So, the plugs. Let's not forget about the plugs. Not the hair plugs, because we all know I don't need them. Loot Crate. If you have not yet subscribed to Loot Crate, you're missing out on some awesome stuff. Definitely you'll be missing out on the cursed box that's already heading towards everybody's doors and everything like that pretty soon. Definitely worth checking out. Don't want to miss out on the next box. Don't know what the theme is for November, but you don't want to miss out on that, because you'll be sad if you did miss out on it. So, but it's lootcrate.com. Got some awesome discounts available for the month of October. Definitely don't want to miss out on that. The promo code's in the website. Definitely worth checking out, and tell them that Tom Dog sent ya. Also, Funko.com. Definitely worth checking out. Always have a great time looking at the new pop vinyls that are coming out and everything like that. And definitely don't want to miss out on their subscription boxes. Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty, the oh, sorry about that, Marvel Collector Core, DC Legion of Collectors, and the ever so popular Disney Treasures. Don't want to miss out on that. And it's on Funko.com. Check it out today. Also, don't. Also, be sure to check out their culturefly.com with their subscription boxes as well. They have some really great subscription boxes in there. You don't want to miss out on that. Definitely worth checking out. So that's culturefly.com. Be sure to check it out today. And this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Trade in your old video games and consoles, from retro video games, accessories, and systems. You could also trade in your DVD box sets and Blu-rays. You can also trade in your sports cards and novelty items, as well as wrestling collectibles and autographed items spanning from sports, wrestling, and actors. There's a couple locations here in the Connecticut area, and if you happen to be in the Connecticut area and you want to check them out, you could do so on their website, as well as checking out the list of events that they have going on, and you'll find all that on their website at mjvideogamesandcollectibles.com. That's mjvideogamesandcollectibles.com. Check it out today. And this episode is brought to you by She Bean Brewing Factory here in Connecticut. Don't want to miss out on the wonderful items that they have, including the ever so popular Alpaca Blanca. And check out they have some new beers coming out this week, and I don't want to miss out on that. Just in time for the Halloween season. Don't want to miss out on that. And you can check it all on shebeanbrewing.com, and you can also follow She Bean Brewing at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or download the Untapped app. Download it today. And don't forget, just a reminder, that in May 17th through the 19th in 2019, that's next year, folks, mark this down on your calendar. It is the East Coast Comic-Con in Meadowlands, New Jersey. It's their big, huge comic book convention here in the East Coast, which is called the East Coast Comic-Con. Don't want to miss out on that. They got celebrities, of course. There has been celebrities mentioned. I will get back to you on next week's show on some of the celebrities that are going to be at attendance. And of course, a lot of comic book artists, cosplayers, vendors galore. Don't want to miss out on that. And for ticket information, you can check them out at eastcoastconusa.com. Be sure you do that. So, okay, that was a mouthful, which got me parched. Little parch. There we go. So yeah, I don't know what to start with first, man. There's a lot to talk about. Well, let's talk about the fun stuff first before we get, well, kind of fun. Let's see. Let's see. There, I'm going to be checking out there. I'm looking for going here. Okay, so this has something to do with Toys R Us. Um, as you remember, back in the summertime, um, toy, uh, about Toys R Us closing its doors. Um, I I mentioned that back in the a few months ago, actually. Um, as a matter of fact, I inducted Jeffrey the Giraffe in the Channel X Hall of Fame, and and a heart and especially with the heartfelt speech that I gave out about me being a Toys R Us kid and still am. And well, there may be some good. There's some good news, allegedly. Fix my camera here. There we go. It appears that there may be a second act for Toys R Us. I'm reading the news article right here, which shut down hundreds of stores over the summer. A group of investors said in a bankruptcy court filing Tuesday, which was on October 3rd. I meant to bring this up last week's show. A group of investors said on last Tuesday, a couple of Tuesdays ago, um, that it's scraping an auction for Toys R Us assets. The investors believe they'll do better by potentially reviving the toy chain rather than selling it off for parts. Whatever that means. The investors said they'll work with potential partners to develop new ideas for stores in the U.S. and other countries that could bring back these iconic brands in a new, reimagined way. Toys R Us suffocated under a staggering $5 billion debt load before liquidating its U.S. assets this year. A leveraged buyout hobbled the company, and hundreds of stores were shuttered in June to the dismay of children and numerous generations of one-time children. The seeming end of Toys R Us rippled through the toy industry and beyond. When the company closed its doors at some 800 stores, more than 30,000 people lost their jobs. Less than a month later, Mattel said it would cut more than 2,200 jobs, partially because of lost sales to Toys R Us. Wow. Economists were caught off guard that month by the slow growth in jobs, particularly retail, and some blamed the collapse of Toys R Us. There was a net gain of 7,000 retail jobs in July, but the overall number was weighed down by the loss of approximately 32,000 jobs in the category that includes games and toys. That figure correlates with the number of Toys R Us employees that were cut loose without severance pay. Wow. Toys R Us was overwhelmed on the several fronts in the month leading up to its filing for bankruptcy protection. In addition to the debt, it was saddled with its private equity owners. Sorry. Toys R Us found itself in a battle to its seeming death with Amazon.com and other big toy sellers like Target and Walmart. That's because they have, like Target and Walmart and Amazon, they have fulfillment centers, kind of like what Macy's have, and they have warehouses and stuff like that, and they get those numbers through online, which I did brought up on that episode in June. The current asset holders did not go into detail about how the company, which maintained its headquarters in Wayne, New Jersey, would thrive in such an environment. So, so now the name is a tricky one, which I'm going to be Googling right now. So bear with me. I am. So 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 apparently from the rumor that's going around that it's going to be called Jeffrey's Toy Shack or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that is pretty interesting, and so that is really really interesting right there, and you know, so yeah, so Jeffrey the Giraffe is going to be coming back. Toys R Us is going to be coming back, but it's going to be under a new name. Um, Everything's going to be, but it's going to be tough singing that jingle. I don't want to grow up. I'm Jeffrey's kid. I don't know. Jeffrey's Toy Shack or something like that. I'm a Toy Shack kid. I don't know. Just bring it back as Toys R Us. Make it simple for everybody. Cause I'm still a Toys R Us I'm still a Toys R Us kid. Damn it. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. They can keep calling it something else with Jeffrey the Giraffe as a moniker. I don't care. It's still Toys R Us to me. Damn it. Banana. Bad. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But in order for Toys R Us to revive, and I said this many many times that they need to have a warehouse. They need to have a warehouse and handle orders online to be an online company like Amazon. Because Amazon has taken over like crazy, and in order for them to stay afloat, companies like Toys R Us and even GameStop, if they're lucky, should implement this and incorporate um to, a warehouse facility in the United States so that customers can buy the toys online for their kids and games and whatnot, and and have them at a reasonable price so that they can be competitive um with other retailers, like Amazon, Target, Walmart, that sort of thing. Have it like that, have it so that people can afford them and everything. Because I will admit that the toys at Toys R Us were expensive. I've seen little GI Joe action figures for like I've seen action figures about like this big. Like, what's a perfect analogy? I have a perfect analogy. Ah, come here. What the hell? I've seen I've seen um, figures about this big, about the size of a of a mystery mini pop, going for $12, $13. That's ridiculous. That is really, really ridiculous. And like, if I were to get this Godzilla, if I were to get this Godzilla plushie at Toys R Us, this would run me this size right here, which is no bigger than the size of my hand that you're seeing right there. This would cost me $20. Just saying. It would. But if they have but you know, be competitive. This is your reincarnation. Toys R Us. This is your reincarnation. So don't fuck it up, because you may not get another chance like this again. So who knows? Who knows? We have no idea. So, well, we got a couple of gaming news before we get into some politics, which that's a lot of fun. But yeah, um, the maker of now, for you Fortnite fans out there, this could be a good, interesting article for you guys to listen carefully on. The maker of Fortnite is suing two YouTubers for trolling with cheats and sharing hacks. This happened the other day. Today's the 19th, I believe. Let's see. Yep, the 19th. Yeah. In about 40 minutes it will be the 20th. Excuse me. So, this article comes from the Business Insider, and it writes, Epic Games has filed a lawsuit against two YouTubers for promoting the use of Fortnite Battle Royale hacks on YouTube and selling cheating software on a private website. A copy of the claim obtained can I Jesus can I read much? A copy of the claim obtained by Torrent Freak identifies Brandon Lucas of the YouTube channel Golden Mods and Coltron Contour of the Eccentric channel in the suit filed with the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of North Carolina on October 10th. The Golden Mods and Eccentric YouTube channels specialize in videos showcasing cheat software in several popular games, including Fortnite, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Grand Theft Auto 5, which we'll talk about in a little while, and Call of Duty. The software lets players do things that would otherwise be impossible in the game, like see enemies through walls or aim their shots automatically. Both channels showed the cheats in use against other players and contain links to purchase the software from third-party websites in their video descriptions. Excuse me. In their claim, Epic specifies 9 videos published by the defendants that promote hacks for Fortnite. These videos have already been flagged on YouTube for copyright infringement and are no longer available, though plenty of others that mention the use of cheats in different games are still available on both channels. To quote Epic's claim, nobody likes a cheater and nobody likes playing with cheaters. Well, obviously. Epic Games, I love you, but, you know, that's kind of like a Captain Obvious thing to say, because, which we will get to in when we talk about Rockstar. Epic argues that the existence and sale of such software is both a violation of Fortnite's terms of use and infringement against the game's copyrights. The game's EULA and terms of service, especially forbid players from creating, developing, or distributing any authorized software programs to gain advantage in any online or other game modes, and behaving in a manner which is detrimental to the enjoyment of the software by other users that is intended by Epic. So, and they're going on with other things here. I'm not going to read all, but that's really a huge article. So, next thing that we're going to okay. Okay. So I don't want to watch videos. I want to damn. Well, anyways, rocks. A couple of kids got yeah, it was in Australia. I'm sorry, guys. I am really sorry that this is taking forever. I really am. But yeah, I had the Oh wait, no, it wasn't on there. I got the info from Mr. Boss. And yes, I do watch them. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. So, so this is coming from the BBC News. And before I read this article, there's one thing I got to do. I hope. Okay, for us to learn. Okay. So, Grand Theft Auto cheats. Homes are raided. And this is coming from the BBC News. Okay. The publisher of the video game series Grand Theft Auto 5 has been granted the right to search homes of 5 people accused of making cheat software. The court order allowed Rockstar Games and its parent company Take-Two Interactive to search 2 properties in Melbourne, Australia for evidence related to a cheat known as Infamous. The Australian Federal Court has also frozen the assets of the 5 who have not yet filed a defense. My ear is itchy. Don't you hate that? It interrupts my live stream or my live broadcast. This happens to me every time. So, okay. The cheat went offline 6 months ago. Okay, it allowed players who paid about $40 or £30 to manipulate the gaming environment, generate virtual currency, and use a God mode feature that makes players invincible. Tech news site Motherboard said using the cheat software undermines enjoyment for users playing fairly in online modes. Once again, another thing there. Okay. Captain Obvious thing to say. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Under the court order, the 5 people named as Christopher Anderson, Cyrus Lesser, Sancta, and Kurush Anderson, and Kurush Gideon are prevented from creating or using game cheats, and they are allowed to withdraw only money for modest living expenses from their frozen accounts. According to technology news site Torrent Freak, man, they're just all over the place, aren't they? Which first reported the story. It's the first time such tactics have been used. Editor-in-chief Ernesta Vandersar told the BBC, "The search and freezing order go beyond what I've ever seen in any cheating-related cases. It shows that the copyright holders and the court take this issue rather seriously. Many cheaters believe that is a relatively harmless activity, but in reality they ruin the fun for legitimate players, which I will discuss right now. Um, it's fine if you're not being a prick, if you're not being an asshole. And I haven't really talked about this issue um before, but I probably should have. But I can under I cannot stand, especially coming from a huge game like GTA 5, which I have on the screen here, um, which I use in a lot of my my Channel X shows. That when I want to play, play this on my leisure, I'm really sick and tired of having to find a lobby to be in by myself because I'm tired. I'm tired of the cheaters and other players harassing me and everything like that. And I just hate it. I really do. I actually ran into a cheater um last month. Um and I'm going to tell you this story, okay? Now, in the game they had, and I'll use this toy car as as an example um in a little bit. Now, they have, which I'm probably going to show off. Okay. Now I was doing one of my cell missions. I was doing one of my cell missions. And actually no, I was doing a promotion mission. I was collecting alcohol the from a pack mule. And so, like, in one of these vehicles, but not like, you know, you know what I mean. So I get into a vehicle just like, so after he blew up the thing, when I was right near, I was literally right near my nightclub, and he blew me up right there. And after he blew me up, he started harassing me after and everything like that, and just kept on killing me while I was trying to go back and retrieve this vehicle that I'm in right now. So I grabbed this my Speedo Custom, and at that point I'm gonna I go to passive mode when I don't want to mess with it, when I don't want to be bothered by anybody and don't want to be harassed. So it does help me out, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. Some people say it's pussy mode, but if done correctly and used properly, it's not that bad if you think about it. So, anyways, I go into passive mode, and just patrolling the area so I can find him, so I can go and catch him with his pants down. He goes and he you know, he stops over at the Maze Bank, at the at Maze Bank Towers. So he's driving a vehicle, kind of like this, kind of like this, and everything like that. So I go and hunt them down and everything, and I unloaded a bullet after bullet after bullet, of that vehicle, of the Speedo Custom. Just shot him down. Now in normal situations or circumstances, he would have been dead. The car would have been blown up and everything like that, and everything would have been fine. Apparently, and I actually targeted his windshield. I targeted his windshield and shot at him. So he should have been dead by now. So it took almost a minute later, and there's a lot to do in over a minute, if you think about it. So I unloaded round after round after round after round at this asshole. And he took it upon himself to get, he got out of the vehicle. I'm still targeting him, shooting him down and everything like that. Car hasn't been destroyed, blown up. Car next to it exploded, like just a random car. It wasn't like a personal vehicle or anything. That vehicle blown up next to his vehicle. He still didn't die. So there's like massive explosions all over the place. So nothing, he didn't die. He then lobs one grenade. He lobs one grenade. Blows me up instantly. Now, in normal situations, the Speedo Custom has had a history of having weak armor. But from what I understand, it takes 2 or 3 grenade shots before it actually blows up. So, after one grenade blast, blows me up. And then he messaged me and said, "I'll be waiting when you get better." How the fuck am I gonna get better when you have God mode on and can't die? So I replied that to him. It's like, I'm not the one with God, It's like I am good. I am good on defense. It's just the fact that you have God mode on. It's like, at least I'm not a cheater or a modder. At least I don't have God mode on. And that's what I told him. I say, at least I don't have God mode on. Only players who don't know how to play a game use God mode. Cause you're a chump. After I said that, I reported the incident to Rockstar. So let's hope that the situation was resolved. But it's ridiculous, I hate when gamers like that ruin the experience, ruin the fun of everything. And look at my, look how much. I know I just recently got 300 grand, but just by logging in and everything like that. But I don't normally make that much, make that much money on sell missions because I'm too busy jumping from lobby to lobby to lobby just to be by myself, and and I'm sure Rockstar is watching because I do like their products. I've always been a fan of them. I've been a GTA player since the beginning, and I love the GTA brand, and I'm looking forward to next week with Red Dead Redemption 2. And and I just wish that Rockstar would just go ahead and I just wish that Rockstar would just go ahead and put sell missions in private lobbies. But Rockstar forces you to play the sell missions and everything in public sessions because you don't get the other, you won't be able to get the perks, and those perks, of course, are the the bonuses for being in a lobby with other games. I don't, with rival players, and what? It doesn't bother me. It's not going to ruin my day if I don't get those bonuses. I mean, come on now. I mean, really. It's not gonna, it's not gonna hurt me in the long run if an extra $2,000 comes.
What brings you in today?
If an extra $2,000 doesn't come into my
this shit, it might stop a missile.
Doesn't come into my bank account. I mean, come on now. It really doesn't. It's not going to. It's not gonna hurt me, it's not, so, and and Rockstar has been tired of these modders and these cheaters and these hackers and whatever have you. They're tired of it. But we have the solution. You're just not implementing it, Rockstar. All you have to do is bring these sell missions into private sessions where you can just invite your friends and crew members so that you can do these sell missions without no problems. And that in there would solve the problem because if you don't do that, because if you're just going to wind up having more hackers, more cheaters, and everything like that. And all these players want to do is not be harassed by some griefer or some cheater who wants to ruin the experience for the player that wants to make a lot of money, but instead they're wasting money on Shark, which is why, you're not doing nothing about it because of the fact that, if that were to happen, Shark card sales would diminish. And to be quite honest with you, nobody's really buying Shark cards anyways, unless they just have, some, like, gift card money or something like that. They just want to get, get rid of it, you know, or find other means to buy shark cards for cheaper, you know, that sort of thing. You know, it just makes no sense, you know. And everything would be a lot better if they just, you know, implement sell missions in private lobbies. It would make the flow a lot better. See, they did something already with the after hours update, and it actually works. You know, the when you want to promote your club, you can do that in your own lobby, and you know, like this here, and that's fine. I don't have a problem, and that's fine. It's not a big, you know, it's not a big deal. So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem doing that. But you know, but it just makes no sense. Because if you have merchandise that you want to get rid of and everything like that, that you need to sell and everything like that, you can't do that. You can't do that in a private lobby. And that right there is unethical. So Rockstar, you know, you want your customers happy, give them what they want, and that is private sell missions. And, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 is just a week away, and people, you know, want to play this game, you know, want to play the game, you know, especially when you have the online mode and everything like that, and you know, you still want to have a decent fan base and everything like that, and if you know, you don't have that fan base, you know, once that next Rockstar title comes along, whether it's going to be a sequel to, you know, a new GTA game, or something else, they're not going to support it, because they already know what's to be expected. So, something to think about, Rockstar. Something to think about. You know, this is coming from a marketing perspective, not, you know, not just a consumer, you know, from a consumer. Oh, Christ. Trust me that, you know, if you do that, you know, they will come to you. You know, they'll still love you and support you and everything. So, again, something to think about, Rockstar. Something to think about. So, who watched The Conners this past Tuesday? I'll tell you, I did. I watched it on Hulu. And I gotta tell you, it was a pretty good show. especially when a lot of people were, a lot of fans of the cast were curious about how the rumored, how the how Roseanne's character was going to be killed off, because it was announced that they were going to kill off her character, and apparently nobody knew what was going to come about. So all answers were all questions were answered on the show when the cause of Roseanne's death was a drug overdose. Um, she OD'd on opioids and painkillers, and you name it, she was addicted to it, and that was the that was the cause of the death. And it was pretty, I was like, wow, that was pretty deep. And it was it was a very good show. And it does suck that um that the show now has to continue without Roseanne, and because of her behavior on Twitter, which led to ABC to do what they did. And and there's a lot of back and forth. There's like a lot of um, pros and cons on as to why this happened, and on why the decision was made. And I hear both sides of the discussion, and whether you want to admit it or not, whether you want to, whether you like that idea or not, it's the fact that you know she has a history of running her she has a history of saying things that she shouldn't be saying, whether it's on social media or in interviews or whatever have you. It's just the fact that she's saying stuff that's inappropriate, that shouldn't be said. And this goes back even back in 1989 when she was at a baseball game and she sang the national anthem. And we all know what happened there. A lot of people were pissed off about it, but after that, I was afraid that it was going to, at that time I really was afraid that because Roseanne, the Roseanne show was just, coming on, was about to come on and everything like that. And it was at a bad time. And it was horrible, It was absolutely horrible. And even back then, but after a while, people a lot of people moved on, and the Roseanne show was, became a very popular sitcom for ABC, and that was pretty good. Everything was fine. They pushed envelopes here and there, especially with when Mariel Hemingway kissed Roseanne on an episode, which at that time it was taboo, taboo for to be done on television, especially with ABC, because it was around that time. It was around that time when a new show was coming in, and that was the Ellen DeGeneres show. And when she came out, and all she did, there was no lesbian making out scenes and everything like that. It was, you know, where Ellen DeGeneres' character came out as gay. You know, she was a lesbian. And, you know, it received a lot of, you know, it received, you know, a lot of talk at the water cooler the next day. And, but Disney, who was affiliate with who was affiliated with ABC, especially around that time, they were like, oh no, you couldn't, we couldn't allow a lesbian, to, or a LGBT character to be integrated into a storyline on a show, on a sitcom, or a TV series at that time. I know they're, I know now they're trying to get, they do get away with some stuff like that, and but if they were to fire, and of course this raised a lot of controversy because I bring up that Roseanne episode again where Mariel Hemingway's character kisses Roseanne on the lips, and it was, they were, it doesn't seem right. The Ellen DeGeneres show gets canceled, and a year later you get Roseanne smooching with Mariel Hemingway. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Does not make sense at all. Which, of course, Ellen was really pissed off about that, and and to this day I still don't blame her, because which is why you'll never see Ellen DeGeneres on an ABC program, which I believe she did host the Emmys one time, and I think that was okay because of the fact that even though it was on ABC at the time she hosted the Emmys, I don't know. Everything is so weird, and everything is just so weird and everything like that, and but still, Disney can be hypocrites at times. They can be, and they actually vaulted a movie that's never been re-released at all, which was Song of the South, and there's a lot of controversy to that, which I won't talk about this in this episode. But they'll go ahead and put stereotypes in some Disney characters, and it just makes no sense. It really does not make any sense whatsoever. Well, at least they're not butting into Marvel's affairs. Actually, no, that's not true. They are, because apparently some inappropriate comments were said by the director for in the past, from the director of Guardians of the Galaxy series, and he got axed for the third from directing Volume 3, and Disney was like, no, 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 you can't say that. You should never have said that on social media. And I'm like, even though it was inappropriate for that director to say a lot of, there's a lot of back and forth on that one too. But I will say that they did what they had to do. You know, got to be careful what you say on social media because it could backfire on you. But then again, you're not Donald Trump, which segues into this next argument, because we have a lot to talk about Donnie Chump. This about Donnie. Apparently, President Trump. Well, actually, no. President Trump praising Republican Greg Gianforte for body slamming a reporter, literally. A crime for which Gianforte pleaded guilty to the misdemeanor assault. So, I don't know. And to be quite honest with you, this is this Republican, I think he's he's running for Congress, this November, and this actually, here's a snippet of what was said. So let me turn the volume up on this, because it does worth to be mentioned.
But Greg is smart. And by the way, never wrestle him. You understand? Never. Any guy that can do a body slam, he's my kind. He's my guy. I shouldn't say the truth. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. So I was in Rome with a lot of the leaders from other countries talking.
This is coming from a president who, at WrestleMania 23, took a Stone Cold Stunner from Steve Austin. Look it up. It happened. This is your president, folks. He's just batting 1,000, and of course there's some tapes, some audio tapes about the in regards to the journalist who died in Turkey, from alleged Saudi Arabians and Saudi Arabians. Sorry. And Saudi Arabia denies any allegation, denied any um, confirmation of them killing the said journalist. And then an audio tape was brought up that you know that says it's confirmed that and Trump tweeted earlier that that's all fake news. No tape exists. And you know how he's quick to deny any of that. It makes me wonder that since he wants to point the finger at Saudi Arabia, why don't we just point the finger at Donnie Trump? Why don't we just point the finger at Donnie Trump and say, well, maybe in some mafia type fashion you ordered a hit on this journalist and has some guy look like an Arab and made to look like Saudi Arabia did it. I mean, that's a strong accusation, I'm sure, but it's something that I mean, it's really a tough pill to swallow. You know what I mean? I mean, it just something tells me that if he's quick to deny and automatically put the blame on Saudi Arabia, knowing that false accusations could lead to war. I'm just saying. But and then showing and to that guy that body slammed the other journalist. You're a fucking asshole. Very improper. Unprofessional is the best term that I can think of when describing
Talking about all sorts of things.
when describing Greg Gianforte. And you just don't do that. It's like you're running for Congress this year, and you have it doesn't matter what type of branch of politics you're running for, you still have to show some sort of professionalism when running for a selected office. And to be quite honest with you, I'm glad I don't live in the town that he's I'm glad that I don't live in a state where he's represented, because that would make me that I would have lost my vote, right? He would lose a vote. That's how I look at it. But then Donnie goes and says, "Oh, I support him." Oh, here we go, drunk Trump. Here we go. Way to go! Look at Gregory, Mikey. Write this down. Look at him. He body slammed that reporter. Way to go! Look at what he did there. Nike. Write it down. It's Mike Pence, sir. I don't give a damn what your name is. Look at him. Takes no crap from nobody. No, sorry. Takes no shit from nobody. Man, this Long Island iced tea is the best. Look at it. Nike, write the ingredients down. Look at it. I want Gregory. He's my kind of guy. Look at. Oh, and Rosie. Rosie's about to sing karaoke. Rosie's gonna sing karaoke for us. I can't. We're gonna do this. Okay. Alright, everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Roseanne's gonna sing karaoke. Shut up, Nike. Write it down. She has a voice like an angel. Yes! Go, Rosie, go! Alright, Rosie! Yay! Rosie! Rosie, Mikey, she has a voice of an angel. Write those lyrics down so she can sign it later. Oh, yay! It's so great. Rosie, I love you. And I know you love the Trump, the Don. Rosie, I love you. Not Rosie O'Donnell, no. No. Roseanne. That's the only Rosie I like. It's the only one. So, thank you. That was another episode of Drunk Trump. My father said to me that, that people are afraid of Donald Trump. Not this asshole. I am not afraid of Donald Trump. I would be more than happy to see Donald Trump in person and tell him to go fuck himself. Right to his face. And just leave. Just tell him to go fuck himself. That's all I want to do. I will not. But I'm not afraid of Don. I'm not. Not afraid of him. Alright. Well, the show's almost over. Hi, nephew. Okay. Yeah, hi, nephew. Okay. Wow. Let's see. Let's see. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Not gonna tell me. Not gonna say hi and then say fuck you and then. No. Fuck you. So. Bye-bye. So. Before this show comes to a close, we're gonna do our top 5 like we always do. I didn't really come up with anything. Oh, before we do, I was still talking more about the Connors episode. I didn't really talk much of it, but it is kind of interesting that that there was one thing I noticed too, coming out of that episode, coming after watching that episode. If you look in the background, if you notice, a lot of her pictures that she had on mantles and on the walls and everything like that were not there. Now, some would say that, because, her character died, they gotta remove all the pictures. But normally when somebody dies, when a family member dies, you still keep the pictures up for sentimental purposes. Everything. I'm just saying. So, and with her drug, with the talk about her drug overdose and everything like that, it is kind of funny to me, actually. I mean, not joking about the drug overdose and everything like that, because I took her death of the drug overdose as a euphemism. Okay, because I brought because she was she had a real big problem. That was a keynote that came up. She had a really big problem. She she was a loose cannon, you know, it's a loose cannon and everything like that. She was addicted, and she, you know, she had a really big problem that she couldn't control, which to me I took as her post that she would her tweets that she would randomly post, so which got her fired, or in this case axed, or in this case killed off to start a new spin-off. Just saying. So, okay. So, I think that that the spin-off will do just fine without her, and you know, who knows? Maybe all this will blow over, and you know, maybe she'll come back as a guest spot. I don't know. I don't know how they would write her in. Maybe as a ghost or something. I don't know. I really don't know. So, anyways, let's go ahead with the Channel X Top 5 before we bring the show to a close. And one of the things that we always do, that we have been doing lately, because I'm too lazy to write anything down for a top 5, and that is the game against downtime. If you haven't played the game yet, if you haven't played this card game, this tabletop game, it's a lot of fun. Check out their website at Pazler.com, Pazler.com, right there. I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's right there, Pazler.com. Check out their card game. It's a lot of fun, and it's it's for the IT in your family which is a IT version of Cards Against Humanity. So this right here is a lot of fun. So a lot of you nerds out there and geeks and everything like that, or tech gurus and everything like that, would probably get the references that I do on these cards. So, you know, me being a geek and a nerd, a dweeb and a spaz, and a lackluster geek guru, tech guru, I mean, you know. You know, to me, Quicken is too fast for me, so I like to slow things down. There's your pun. There's your pun for the week. I can hold you over. So, these are already shuffled. So, all these cards are shuffled, and we're going to put that in there and see what happens. So here we go. So the top 5 for this week goes along with this subject. No IT data center is complete without Blink. So that is what it is right there. So that is what we are looking for. As I said, I don't know if you can see it that well. So that is what we are looking for. The top 5 things that no IT data center is complete without. So here we go. Coming in at number 5. No IT data center is complete without a suspiciously sticky keyboard. Somebody's watching Pornhub again. Number 4. No IT data center is complete without a trunk full of Mountain Dew. Which doesn't make sense, because then you won't have a suspiciously sticky keyboard. Me, I do not drink Mountain Dew anymore after I found out that it lowers your sperm count. Just saying. Number 3. So for those of you Mountain Dew drinkers out there, be careful. Too much of that stuff can lower your sperm. Or don't listen to me and go ahead and drink away. I don't know if you saw that. There you go. Okay. Okay. Number 3. No IT data center is complete without... I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't change anything. Okay. Alright. Okay, number 2. Or as I like to say in the cable access days, numero dos. No IT data center is complete without penetration testing. Stormy Daniels knows about that. Right, Stormy? Drunk Trump. Making an appearance once again. Go home, Donnie, you're drunk. Okay. And the number 1. No IT data center is complete without... Coming in at number 1. RN Jesus. Okay. Whatever that means, it's the way it's pronounced. RNG Jesus. Right there. See? Right there. RN Jesus. Somebody help me out in the comments section. What is that? And that was your top 5. Top 5. Top 5. Kicking off assholes live. Doing the top 5. Brian Gonzalez. Booing it off. Being a jerk. Could have just said hi, and that was it, and leave, but no. He had to say F you, so. But I gave him an F you too, so there you go. Right there. F you, Brian Gonzalez. There you go. Or as I like to say in my rant episodes, fuck you. So, alright, let's drop this down Mount Chalene. Big shout out to my boy Josh. So, always love launching cars off of Mount Chiliad. So here we go. Whee! Ooh, there we go. Whoa! Whoa! Ooh. 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 I still have full armor. Here we go. Whee! There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Oh. Oh, come on. I think I moved that boulder a little bit. Oh. Oh, there we go, there we go. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. And I still have full health. I ain't going nowhere. Oh! Oh, man. I don't think I'm going anywhere with that one. Oh, 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 oh. And I still have full health. Damn. Maybe I should have not put the armor on. There we go. Well, not that bad. Not that bad at all. So, well, I'm looking at the time right here, and I believe I'm going to be calling it a night here. So, I hope all you enjoy this long episode, and comment below of what you thought of the Connors spin-off of the spin-off of Roseanne, the Connors. What did you think of the first episode? So be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. And if you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out after I turn off the camera. Comment down below, thumbs up the video if you like it. Comment down below what you thought about the Connors series premiere. Ringy dingy that bell so you can stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next, which will probably be a Halloween themed live stream. Don't know yet. But more importantly, more than anything in the world, and I would love you for it, face hug that subscribe button. We will see you all again here next week. Till then, this is Tom Dog saying, take care, so long, peace! And to Brian Gonzalez, fuck you.